You were chosen before birth, not by accident, not by chance, by design. Right now, in this exact moment, something shifted in the universe the second you pressed play. You didn't find this video. This video found you. There is a difference, and that difference will change everything you believe about yourself after today. Most people will never hear what you're about to hear. Most people will scroll past. Most people will choose distraction. But you stopped. You stayed. And that is not a coincidence. That is a confirmation. There are souls on this earth who were built differently. Souls who feel everything too deeply. Souls who have been through storms that would have destroyed anyone else. Souls who keep getting back up, not because it's easy, but because something inside them refuses to die. You are one of those souls, and today, God saw you. Not the version of you that's performing for others, not the version that's hiding the pain. The real you, the tired you, the fighting you, the you that cried alone and still chose to keep going. He saw that, and he smiled. This is not a motivational speech. This is not a pep talk. This is a message delivered through time and algorithm and divine orchestration, specifically for the person reading these words right now. Your name is known in heaven. Your struggle has been witnessed, and what you are about to discover will shatter every lie you've ever believed about being forgotten, about being too broken, about being too late. Stay, because this message was written for you long before you were born. If this message found you at the right time, type "chosen" in the comments right now. And if you want more messages that speak directly to your soul, subscribe. You belong in this family. Part 1. The weight you carry is not a punishment. It is a crown in disguise. You have been carrying something heavy for months, maybe years, maybe so long you forgot what it felt like to be light. You wake up and the weight is already there, before the coffee, before the first word, before the world has even asked anything of you. The burden is already on your chest. And somewhere along the way, a dangerous thought crept in. Maybe I deserve this. Maybe I'm being punished. Maybe God forgot about me. Maybe I was never chosen at all. Maybe I'm just one of the ones who suffers. Stop. That thought is a lie dressed in logic. Let me tell you something about the chosen ones. The ones God trusts most are not the ones with the easiest lives. They are the ones with the heaviest assignments. Because weight is not a sign of abandonment. Weight is a sign of capacity. You are not carrying this because you are weak. You are carrying this because you are strong enough to carry it without breaking. There is a difference between a person who is punished and a person who is being prepared. Punishment leaves you empty. Preparation leaves you refined. And everything you have walked through, every betrayal, every loss, every night you spent asking why me, was not destroying you. It was building you. A diamond does not form in comfort. It forms under pressure, unimaginable pressure. And the moment it emerges, it is the most valuable thing in the room. You are in the final stages of formation. The pressure you feel right now is not the end of your story. It is the last moment before the reveal, before the breakthrough, before the world sees what God has been crafting in secret. And today, in the middle of your carrying, God looked at you. He didn't look with pity. He looked with pride because you didn't give up, because you woke up, because you kept moving even when every part of you wanted to stop. That is not weakness. That is the definition of chosen. Your crown is coming, and it will be worth every single thing you endured to receive it.
Part 2. The silence of God is not absence, it is architecture. There were seasons when you prayed and heard nothing. Seasons when you reached out and felt nothing reach back. Seasons when the sky felt like concrete. Seasons when faith felt like a word other people used. People whose lives made more sense than yours. You asked for a sign, and the silence came instead. And in that silence, you made a choice. The easiest choice in the world would have been to walk away, to decide that you were foolish for believing, to conclude that you were alone. But you didn't walk away. You stayed in the silence. You kept believing in the dark. You kept planting seeds in what looked like dry, dead ground. That is not foolishness. That is the rarest form of faith in existence. Understand this. God's silence is never God's absence. God's silence is God's architecture. He is building something in the unseen. He is arranging things you cannot see. He is moving pieces on a board too large for you to observe from where you stand. The silence was not rejection. The silence was construction. Think about how a cathedral is built. For years, sometimes decades, it looks like chaos. Stone and dust and scaffolding, people walking past who cannot imagine what is coming. But the architect sees the finished masterpiece already. He sees the spires. He sees the light coming through the windows. He sees the beauty while everyone else sees the mess. God is your architect. And right now, he is in the most delicate phase of construction, the phase that requires precision, the phase that requires quiet. Your breakthrough is not delayed. Your breakthrough is being perfected. Every day you waited in faith was another stone placed in the foundation of something magnificent, something that will not just bless you, but bless everyone who comes into contact with your life. Because chosen ones are not just blessed for themselves, they are blessed to become a blessing. Today, God saw your faithfulness in the silence, and it made him smile, because that kind of faith, the kind that holds on in the dark, is exactly what he built you for. The cathedral is almost finished. Part 3. You didn't almost make it. You are exactly on time. You think you're behind. You look at your age and you feel panic. You look at others and you feel shame. You compare your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20 and you conclude that you have failed. Let that go right now, because time is not your enemy. Time is your evidence. Every single year that felt wasted was actually a year of invisible growth. Every season that looked like stagnation was a season of root development. You cannot see roots, but they are what make the tree unbreakable when the storm comes. You have been growing roots, enormous, deep, unshakable roots. The people who rose fast, who had everything early, who seemed to have it all figured out, many of them have no roots, and the first real storm tears them apart. But you have been in the ground. You have been in the hidden place. You have been developing the foundation that no one can see. And that is exactly why what is coming for you will last. Not a flash, not a moment, a legacy. Joseph waited in a pit. He waited in a prison. He waited for years while his dream seemed like a cruel joke. And then, in a single day, the pit became the palace, the prison became the position, the waiting became the wisdom that saved an entire nation. You are in your Joseph season. The dream is not dead. The dream is being protected. God did not give you a vision to mock you with it. He gave you a vision because he intends to fulfill it. And the waiting is not a sign that the vision was wrong. It is a sign that the vision is too important to rush. You are exactly where you need to be. Not late, not forgotten, not passed over. Positioned. Today, God smiled because you didn't abandon what he placed in your heart, because you still believe, even with all the evidence against you, because faith like yours is rare, and rare things are worth waiting for. Your moment is approaching. You will not miss it.
Part 4. The enemy knows what you don't know yet. That's why he attacks. Has anyone ever told you why your life has been so difficult? Not the surface reason, not the circumstances, the real reason. You are being attacked because of who you are becoming. The enemy does not waste time on people who pose no threat. He does not organize strategic resistance against ordinary lives. He does not send doubt, confusion, delay, betrayal, and discouragement to people who have no destiny. He sends it to you, because he has read the end of your story.
He knows what you will do when you finally step into your calling. He knows the lives you will touch. He knows the generational chains you will break. He knows the people who are waiting on the other side of your breakthrough, people who need you to keep going so that they can be set free. And that terrifies him. So he attacks early. He attacks relentlessly. He attacks through people you love, through circumstances you didn't choose, through your own mind in the quiet hours of the night. He whispers, "You're not enough." He whispers, "It's too late." He whispers, "No one is coming for you." But today, I need you to understand something with your whole being. The intensity of the attack is the measure of the destiny it is trying to stop. You are not under fire because you are weak. You are under fire because you are dangerous. Because your future is a threat to every force that profits from people staying small and staying silent and staying stuck. You were built for something that changes rooms when you walk in, something that breaks cycles that have lasted generations, something that makes people look up and say, there is something different about that person. That something is God inside you. And today, despite the attacks, despite the doubt, despite everything trying to make you quit, you are still here. You are still standing. You are still breathing and believing and choosing to keep going. And God saw that today. He saw it and he smiled, because the chosen ones always find a way to rise. So let me leave you with this. You made God smile today. Not because you were perfect, not because you had it all together, not because you never doubted or never cried or never felt like giving up. You made him smile because you showed up anyway. You made him smile because somewhere in the wreckage of everything you've been through, you still carry hope. You still carry belief. You still carry the quiet, unbreakable conviction that your life matters, that your story is not over, that the best is still coming. That is not delusion. That is prophecy. Your tomb is empty now. Whatever was dead inside you, the dreams, the joy, the belief in yourself, it is rising right now in this moment. Something is shifting in you that cannot be explained by logic or psychology or circumstance. It is resurrection. And the God who created galaxies with a breath, the God who calls stars by name, the God who numbers the hairs on your head, that God looked at you today in your ordinary, messy, beautiful life and smiled. You were not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not too broken. You are chosen. You are loved. You are exactly where the story needs you to be. Now, walk out of that tomb. The world has been waiting for you long enough. Subscribe, because every week this channel delivers messages written specifically for souls like yours. You found your people. Stay.